I am just on here for a because for one thing, I'm at one of my odd jobs. I'm cleaning up the garden space and getting earth and pots and things ready for new life. What a very Empress Divine Feminine thing to do, right? But I was just thinking, I was actually listening to Divine Maverick, and she talked about something. I'm like, that's right. I wanted to talk about that. But before, I didn't have the vocabulary, and I was still like in a space of like learning it enough to explain it to myself, let alone to other people. But I'm going to do this video a little bit different than I normally do, which is a lot of, I don't know, just talking about my experiences. And instead, I'm going to say this. So, when it comes to timeline jumping, first, foremost, timelines are like, think of it as like the story that you know of your life right now. If it were to continue on in the way that it has always continued on, that's one timeline. There's infinite other timelines in the multiverses. You could change things around in any way you desire, or at almost any moment, someone else could do something that completely changes your timeline, right? And you theirs. But here's the thing, we humans go through that. I was actually just reading something about like even scientists and psychologists are proving that like each person can perceive like the two people can be standing in the same space and having the same exact experience, but it means something entirely different to both of them, creating two separate realities, right? And you might both be on the same timeline, but for each of you, the experience meant something different and created a different bit of your reality. So the trick is getting to where you get to pick what timeline you want to move on to. Like, right now, I'm sitting on a beautiful farm in Arlington. It's not my farm, but it is a farm, and I have wanted to have my own homestead, my own farm space, my own acreage, have a nice house, things like that. And right now, I'm sitting in a nice a rock garden with a fire pit and nice chairs around it. It's all definitely, like, not all of it's me stuff, but it's definitely the energy of the stream of consciousness that I wanted to be on. Another time that I figured out how to do it was when I chose that job putting up real estate signs, because I thought getting towards real estate would help me see more land that was available, understand more of the process, maybe find an adjacent doorway. That's another thing for another time. But I'm calling that like finding the remote. And what you need to do right now is think about like, what timeline do you want to be on? Because first you have to be able to imagine it. If you go back and watch some of my other manifesting videos and how to do magic, the first thing is, if you can't imagine yourself doing it, if you can't sit down and tell me, I want this, this, and this, how can you possibly get it? Like, whether through magic and manifestation or going out and earning it, like, same thing with doubts and self-negativity. If you don't believe you can have it, or you believe something will stop you, anxiety, other people, life, economy, what you believe is true is true. So you've got to, I suppose, not find the remote. You've got to create a remote. You've got to get to a space to where when you're in a situation and you're not enjoying the timeline you're on, think about, what timeline do you want to be on? And what would you need to shift in your thinking to get there? And where could you go that would put you, in the next step in line with the vibration of the stream of consciousness of the timeline that you want, right? And then start marking down on that remote which one is fast forward, which one is reverse, which one is play, which one is record. And I'll come back for another video another time to tell you how to use those buttons. But for right now, leave me a comment below. Let me know how you've been doing this, or how you do it over time, any questions you might have. I'm going to do some more videos. I'm relaxing with it. It doesn't always need to be as serious, does it? All right, y'all. Have a good day.